Hello, welcome to the MeatRx Success Story Podcast. I'm Tracy, your host and a coach at MeatRx. I'm here today with our friend Joy, and she's going to share with us her journey on the meat-based diet. Welcome, Joy.
Hey, Tracy, thanks for having me. This is really
Hey,
fun.
thank you for coming. Yes, it's so awesome. I love to hear people's stories of success. Can you begin by telling me what was your eating like and your health conditions prior to coming to a meat-based diet?
Well, prior to December 16th of 2020, I was a staunch vegan for 18 years, and I had severe iron deficiency anemia. I had had 3 small bowel resections due to Crohn's disease, and we found out celiac disease. So most people have 27 feet of lovely digestive power, small intestine. I have 3 feet. So needless to say, I preface, I'm also a yoga teacher, and there's also a lot of yogic dogma that comes with diet. You should be vegetarian or vegan, and ahimsa, which means non-violence. So you don't want to kill any animals or eat any animals. So that was very much, in the fabric of my identity that I had with that. But basically, every time I ate that way, I looked like I was, 15 months pregnant. And believe me, I was no fun to be around. My family was like, ah. So they were like, you have to do something. And 6 years battling with severe iron deficiency anemia, which sent me down the road of iron infusions every 6 weeks in my arm, which was no fun. The doctor was like, look, just eat some meat. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm a yogi, I'm a vegan, it's murder, I can't eat it. She's like, well, you're killing yourself. And I was like, okay. So I have a dear friend, Kiki Flynn, who I think is actually one of your coaches. She has been my mentor and dear friend for a long time. And she's a yogi. And she came out as a meat eater. And I thought she had lost the plot. But I slowly would watch steak and butter gal videos and Kelly Hogan videos. And you look at an accident, you don't want to look, but you're looking. And something inside was like, okay, you got to try it. So I slowly began December 16th, 2020. And I had some pasture-raised eggs. And the first time I ate them, I felt like a new person inside. It was amazing. Literally, the very second I ate them. And it took me about a month to get to the meat. And once I did, it was no turning back. So I noticed the bloating had gone down so much, the really, really smelly gas gone down quite a bit. Being that I have a short intestine, things go through me quite fast. So it's not completely gone, but I don't have pain. I don't have joint pain. I can practice yoga. I can actually lift weights. I can lift groceries because I have some muscle. I don't look like the wall. I have color in my cheeks. So my hemoglobin the lowest was 82. So I don't know what the numbers are in the States, but here in England, 82 is dead, pretty much, for hemoglobin. And on my last blood test, which was in May, it was 137. So I'm alive and I'm really happy. And it's because of eating meat. I have long, luxurious hair now. I have sparkle in my eyes. My teeth even got better. Skin, muscle tone. I have a little bit of abs showing. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, I mean, I would always say, oh, I never eat meat. I'd never eat. Well, I could say I would never be vegan.
Yeah. Wow, this is an incredible story. Yes, I know Kiki. She's one of our coaches. That's awesome.
Yeah, she has been such a huge, huge wealth of information and support in my life, and I love her dearly.
Yes. So did you And you said you started out with eggs. Did you have any transitional issues that came up?
Um, Not immediately, you know, because 18 years without an animal product, you think, wow. And I went like overnight. Like I ate grass-fed butter, cooked my eggs in butter. So I did eggs for like 3 weeks, and then I added some fish, like salmon and stuff. Didn't seem to have a problem at all with it. I did notice the whole like loose stool thing. That's, you know, a thing when you start eating animal products and not eating vegetables and things like that. So that's still going on, which I suffered from constipation for years. So this is like welcome. This is totally welcome, and I know it's just my body's way of aligning itself and doing its thing. Just let it do its thing. No, I didn't even get nauseous from extra fat or anything like that. I honestly didn't really have any issues with it. I was surprised, actually.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And constipation surprises me too with all the vegetables. You know, they say eat all that fiber so you won't be constipated. That's not
It did
true.
the it did the opposite for me. I used to take castor oil every single night to go to the bathroom the next day. How crazy is that? Yeah. So yeah, I don't suffer from that anymore.
Yeah, that's
The only
awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I will say, I still mentally, I think, have a little bit of like, I feel a bit guilty for eating animals. That's still there. And I realize that, like, so we have lots of cows and pastures here in the British countryside. And I feel like, I'm like, oh, I kind of feel a little guilty when I look at them. But, you know, over time, I think that will maybe go away, maybe it won't. But I did want to sort of admit that and put that out there. That just didn't go away overnight. That's still there, but I realize that they're sacrificing their life so my body can heal. So I'm very grateful for the nutrition that they do. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I understand what you're saying, and you know we love animals, even though that's what our food is. We still love
Yeah.
them, you know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and very
Yeah.
thankful for them. Okay, so Joy, can you tell me what do you eat in a typical day? For do you have one meal or two meals, and do you include dairy or any other items besides meat?
Okay. Yes. I typically have 2 meals a day. I have a good sized breakfast, typically duck eggs cooked in a lot of butter. I make my own kefir from organic, non-homogenized milk. Um, I have coffee with double cream in it. Very, very good. But I am trying to stop coffee because it sometimes gives me a little belly ache. So I'm trying to be good about that. What else? I could sometimes smoke salmon. If I have meat left over from the night before or a broth, I'll have that along with it. And then I typically don't eat during the day because I'm not hungry with all that food. I'm not a snacker. Um, if I were to get a little munchy, I honestly may have a little piece of fruit, but it's got to be in season, local, so just summertime usually. I've not done this in the summertime yet, so I've only started this in December. So you know, I had some watermelon today because it's hot and you have to have watermelon in the summertime. It doesn't give me a problem. So and then my afternoon stroke evening meal is typically steak. I'm not a big fan of chicken. Chicken doesn't really like me too much, I found. Chicken eggs and chicken, not my friend. Um, so I love ribeyes because I had no idea what kind of meat I liked. I had no clue. I mean, I couldn't even remember. I remembered filet mignon. That was all I could remember. So obviously, yes, filet mignon, ribeye. At our Aldi, they sell these great grass-fed, pre-frozen Angus burgers. Easy, whack them in a pan. I actually like pork belly, which I didn't think I would like. Bone marrow, which I thought that's gross, but no, it's really, really good. Um, And seafood, shrimp, crab, lobster, salmon is my favorite. I would even do like tinned oysters, cod liver, wonderful, salmon roe. So, it's interesting when you're vegan or vegetarian, there's always lots of different things. There's the rice and there's the this because you have to make sure you have everything, you get all your nutrients. And I was like a good vegan. I ate healthy food, you know what I mean, not crap. But you just have a plate of steak and you're done. Put some hollandaise sauce on it if you really have to, and then you're done. It's not like a whole big deal, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
I could even go to a restaurant and order food. I just order a steak, or I order, something that's carnivore. We hardly ever go out anymore. A, pandemic, but B, I buy better food to cook at home. So, and I can eat more of it when I eat it at home.
Uh,
Um, I will admit when I first started, I did use the sweetener. I used the erythritol to make because I looked up keto treats and things like that. Because I had a bad sugar addiction. Having Crohn's disease, it made me crave sugar all the time, all the time. So I had a really hard couple of weeks with that. And the sweeteners really helped. And then I noticed, when I had the broth and the butter and everything and the raw cheese, it's like, I found that double cream is sweet enough. Fine, don't need anything else. If someone's having a birthday or something, or we go out, I may have a very, very small bite of something that's not too crazy. But, when you have celiac disease, you're pretty limited on what you can mess around with. So it's not worth the consequences, that's for sure.
oh, okay. Can you tell me more about the celiac? I didn't know for sure what all takes place with that.
Well, celiac disease, what I'm aware of is that my body can't digest the wheat protein, the gluten. Okay. So there's gluten in rye, triticale, farro, um, barley. Ooh, I can't stand barley, so that wasn't a big deal. But my goodness, I've been was eating like bread my whole life. That's what you eat. Tuna sandwiches on the bread, bologna sandwiches on the bread. And as a kid, I was in awful stomach pain and bloated and really farty. And everyone just laughed, oh, that's just Joy farting again. And it's like, I'm this kid in the corner in pain with like this big belly and no one's doing anything, and I just went through my life and I'm just a farty person that gets bloated, and then when I was 20, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So that kind of took the forefront. And of course, they give you no nutritional advice when you're diagnosed with a digestive disease. None. I was pretty much left on my own. And I just kept noticing, I would go for the carbs, I'd go for the sugar, I'd go for the bread, and the this and that, because that's what the Crohn's wanted. But I mean, joint pain, inflammation, a puffy face. I would get these cracks around my mouth and like ulcers on my really, really bad. So oddly enough, I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and melanoma in 2005. And one of the books I was reading about healing from cancer was gluten. So I said, right, that's it. I'm not going to eat wheat anymore, anything that has wheat in it. And I started to feel a lot better. Turns out when I had my last bowel resection, I said, can you please test my small bowel? Because that's how you do it. You can test the small bowel. And it was like, yeah, you had to do that, like E. coli. You think that's what caused the Crohn's disease, baby? Oh, could be. I was like, hey, thanks for that. I was 42. If he had caught that 20 years prior, could have saved me 2 surgeries, possibly even 3, and all of my intestines. So I would get fever, I would get chills. I would get horrible body pain where I couldn't even move, joint pain. It was terrible. So people have different reactions to wheat when they have, or gluten when they have celiac. Mine was like the flu all the time, really bad. So yeah, I haven't touched wheat, gluten in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. No one else in the house has celiac or gluten intolerant. They all eat the great sourdough bread from the bakery. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have a steak. My
Yeah.
husband, he was vegan along with me. He's now a vegetarian with the eggs and the cheese. So yeah, he made me get a separate meat pan though. I don't blame him.
Wow, that's wild, Joy. That's a lot of things that on your journey that you have overcome.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I hadn't really thought about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess because the main thing was honestly was the iron deficiency anemia because that just knocked me for six. I mean, I couldn't do anything. So and now it's like a whole new body. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. And I hear those stories time and time again where people just get healed when they eat the meat. And it's so awesome to hear because so many people are suffering.
I know, and I just don't understand why it's been shoved down our throats for centuries almost. It seems that red meat is bad, saturated meat is bad. Well, I think that's bullshit. Sorry if I'm like swearing. you know, I can't believe anything anyone says anymore as far as that goes. I just do my own thing, and I get it from people I know. They're like, "Oh, you eat red meat?" And I was like, "You're a yogi." I'm like, "Yep, you can eat meat and practice yoga too."
Yeah, makes you strong, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
amazing.
Joy, I appreciate you so much coming to share your information with us and your story with us. And if you have any last words, you can surely share those here. But I love that you came to our show.
Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. I think you guys are doing great work in helping people, really. And I just hope that I've shared something that can give someone that's going through any of those ailments some hope. Just take a chance. You can always stop doing it if it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's not forever. It's just for now. Try it for now and see what works. Everyone is so individual. There's no one way for everybody. So just figure out your way. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. So I'm saying
Yeah,
that.
that's great advice. I love it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, Joy, and you have a great evening.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.